Hello vlog, it's been a minute. So I don't think have I updated you guys since I got back from Tennessee? I don't know. I'm not sure. So I'm only gonna update what I've read since I've gotten home, and then I will double check my footage and I may come back and update you more. So first things first, I finished True as Steel by Regine Abel. This is actually one of my least favorite Regine Abels. This was a collaborative project in a collaborative world that she did. It's technically book 4 in the series, but it just wasn't as strong of a story for me. So I ended up giving it 3 stars. Again, it's not bad. It's a cyborg romance. I do think if she hadn't had to do this as a collaborative project, she could have made something really cool out of it. But because it was a collaborative project, some of the things were stinted and it just didn't quite work for me. So overall, it could have been worse. Just not my favorite thing in the world. I also finished The Witch's Wolves. Yes, The Witch's Wolves by Ellie Mae McGregor. This is a novella I've had for a long time. And this is about a woman who was exiled from her Puritan-style community because she is a very sexual creature and is not straight. And so she's off into the woods. She gets chased basically into this particular house, and 2 wolfy men tend to live there. They're in a relationship together, and they invite her in as a third, is essentially what ends up happening. It really was sweet. I really enjoyed it. I could have done with it being a little bit longer because this felt very insta-love, insta-connection for me. So if it had had a little more time, I think it could have really been solid, but it's still really, really good. I'm giving it a 4-star. I still really enjoyed it. No regrets here. The other thing that I finished that I don't physically have in front of me is Duel with the Vampire Lord. By Elise Kova. This is the 3rd in her Married to Magic series. It looks like the next book will be Lycan, because that's the area of Midscape that we haven't talked about, and it's alluded to in this one. But essentially what happens is there's this village, and every month they're hunted by vampire. But every 500 years, the vampire, the actual, like, origin of the vampire, come to break a curse that makes them vampire. So the Vampire Lord is, and our female character is the Forge Maiden of this village. So she has skills and potentials and things, and her brother has taught her to fight. They're twins. And so on the night of the blood moon, as it's called, when the vampires show up, she goes out to protect her mother, but also she feels that her brother's in trouble. And so she takes off to go protect him. He happens to be fighting the Vampire Lord. And so she and the Vampire Lord start squaring off. And there's blood lore involved. There's a lot of really cool things going on in this book. It is very enemies to lovers situation. It's a love-hate thing, and they ride that line really closely. So some people may not like how closely that line is written, but it worked well for me considering the circumstances in which they were both raised. They were both raised to hate each other's races, and so they come in with a lot of prejudices, and you see them slowly starting to work through that as the romance starts to become more of a focus. I think it was really well handled, and I did really, really well with it. So I would definitely recommend this series. I've really enjoyed each installment. They're each fun in their own way. So yes. The other thing I've read is a couple of volumes of manga. I've not been doing a ton of reading, if I'm honest, since I got home. Then again, I've only been home 4 or 5 days. The biggest thing I've done since I got home is that I finished Beastars. So I read volume 20, volume 21, and volume 22. I do have a dedicated review on my final thoughts on the series, so I will leave that linked in the corner, whichever corner. I always get it flipped. But anyways, so I am very excited to have you guys check out that video for my thoughts. I actually just filmed it this morning, but I know it's going up before the vlog. So I'm just going to quickly mention the things I read on the plane because I feel like I need to finish that up with you guys. So I did finish Thunder Thighs by Evie Mitchell, which was a delight. I absolutely adored it. This was a really cute, like, Thor fanfic almost, about a curvy woman and a Viking man having a relationship, and it's really cute. I would have loved it as a full-length novel instead of a novella, personally. I think Evie could have done a really great job with that, but I still really enjoyed it, giving it a solid 4. The other thing I finished was Tress of the Emerald Sea, which is Secret Project number 1 by Brandon Sanderson. I'm giving it a solid, like, 4.5. I ended up putting it down more than I thought I would. Granted, life has been crazy, so it may be that. I do plan on rereading it eventually, but this is a book narrated by Hoyd, who is a major Cosmere character, about a girl named Tress who basically sets off on an adventure to save the love of her life. This is greatly inspired by The Princess Bride. Brandon talks about it candidly in the book, about how, you know, this is basically like, what if Buttercup didn't give up and she went after Wesley herself, is kind of how this is playing out. And it has a very Brandon twist, and it has a very Hoyd twist. It has Hoyd's humor as he is the narrator, and it's fantastic. I would definitely recommend it. And I think that's everything. I think that clears the slate completely. So yes, would definitely recommend. Work has been crazy, so I will be catching up on things like One Piece and Yona over the next couple days, and having the vlogs up for members because I am very behind, and I'm sorry in advance for that for my members. But yeah, if you are interested in my very detailed thoughts on One Piece and Yona of the Dawn, then you definitely need to become a member so you can get access to those vlogs. But yes, that's kind of where I'm at this morning. I do need to take off and go take care of a few things before work. There's a special person I'm going to see here in a minute, just for a few minutes. We're not going to spend a ton of time together, but yes, I am very excited to spend some time with them. But you'll have to check out their vlogs for all of that. But anyways, I love y'all. Y'all are amazing. Thanks for your patience with me while content's been kind of sporadic in January. January is a crazy month for me. I am desperately hoping that February is a lot more mellow. And I will see you guys in the next one.
Hey, you know you deserve it. Let your day be. Remember your glow. You're not just a show, you're a...
Hello, welcome to Hot Mess Shay. It is time to wrap up this vlog. It is the 31st of January. I'm not going to be finishing any more in this vlog, but through the last couple of videos, you've seen what I've been reading, and I don't think I've finished anything that I haven't already talked to you about. Maybe The Hookup by Kristen Ashley. I really enjoyed it. Solid 4 stars. No, solid 5. It's my favorite Kristen Ashley I've read to date. I do think that's a better starting point than The Gamble for most people. I'm not sure I've talked about that yet, so I wanted to quickly mention that. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the direction. All the conflicts were external, not internal, and I just tend to prefer that in my romances anymore. Other than that, I have my What I Got Read in 24 Hours vlog. I did talk about it in there. Okay, so you've got more details in that one. Yeah, and the only other thing that I finished since then is I got my lovely, lovely new Kindle Scribe, which I do think I'm going to do a video on sometime in February, because there are certain things that I think this is going to be great for, despite its price point. So I will give you guys my full thoughts on that. But I did read Boss Wife Volume 3 and 4 on it, because I really wanted to test how manga read on the Kindle Scribe. And let's just say I'm very impressed so far. I did reread volume 2 of In the Clear Moonlit Dusk as well, and it was a better reading experience than the last time I read it, which was just on a tablet. So with that said, I think that's all I need to say in this vlog. I'm sorry that this vlog has been like super chaotic and mostly B-roll, but I have been talking about what I've been reading in other videos. So I will make sure all videos that you need to check out are linked. And thank you all for supporting me and watching me. I promise February vlogs will be much better. Life has just been super chaotic in the month of January with my husband having a procedure on his leg. I have a sleep study tonight, and I've had some other medical things going on. So life has just been crazy. So I haven't vlogged as much, but I promise I will be much more consistent in February so that you will get more regular updates. So with that said, thank you all so much for watching. If you're here just because you love me, leave me your favorite furry creature emoji, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
It's been raining for days now, been running like a child. Can't feel the cold, well I'm lost here with you, lost in the woods. Lost as I should.